Are your monthly housing costs handcuffing your ability to spend confidently during retirement? Wayne and Martha, in their mid-60s, have $910,000 saved for retirement, but their $4,100 per month in housing bills are making it hard for them to spend confidently. We'll go over a few things they must do now before it's too late. Hey guys, we're back with you again. This is Rising Retirement. I'm Jet. He's Taco. Jet and Taco. You know how many times we get people going, hey, it's Taco. Hey, it's Jet.
Yeah.
When we talk to him on the phone.
Do you prefer Andrew or
Is it
Taco?
Taco?
Whichever you prefer.
Last name's Tacocelli for reference. So we talked about Wayne and Martha here, who are in their mid-60s. And they've got a good chunk of money saved, but they're feeling stressed about spending. And it's because they've got way too much going on expense-wise within housing bills every month.
Yeah, and it's a large home. So we've got a pretty large principal and interest payment, that they're paying, insurance, utilities, repairs, upkeep of the home, all this good stuff. And these expenses are adding up and making it feel, we talk about withdrawal rate a lot. Their withdrawal rate is high to do all the other things that they want to do in retirement because of these housing expenses. So this is a good one.
Before we go any further, stop right now. We know you're watching and you're probably not subscribed, so hit the subscribe button so that you can check us out every single week. Let's jump right into Wayne and Martha's case setup.
Now, do you think they're going to subscribe? Because
I hope
so.
You do. I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't. You got nothing.
Jet told you to do it.
You got nothing to lose, right? It's just a click of a button. And also check out risingretirement.com. All right, on to Wayne and Martha.
Yeah. So Wayne is 67.
Yes.
Martha is 66. They've got $910,000, as you mentioned. Jet saved $650,000 in an IRA, $160,000 in Roth IRA, and $100,000 brokerage post-tax money there. They have a monthly income goal right now, including these mortgage expenses, of $8,800 per month. That's doing all the things they want to do, but also $4,100 of that is for their housing expenses. So stay tuned on that part.
Okay.
Income sources right now, $3,600 per month coming in from Social Security combined. So we have a withdrawal need from our portfolio of $5,200 a month, which is about $62,000 a year. And current withdrawal rate is 6.9%. So that is what they are having to take right now with this. So the housing costs, as I mentioned, current right now today, $4,100 a month, with $3,000 of that, and we'll discuss this here. $3,000 of that $4,100 is just the mortgage payment.
Okay,
that's just the principal and interest payment. Meaning we got another $1,100. That's the upkeep, the maintenance, the taxes, all that good stuff. The balance on the mortgage that they still have is $110,000, and their last evaluation estimate of the home appraisal was about $800,000. So they've got some equity in the home, obviously, but that 6.9% is just constantly in their head and creating that lack of confidence.
Well, let's jump to planning challenges, and that's the first one.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, we talk all the time. If you've seen this Rising Retirement show before, we talk about withdrawal rates and how important they are to understand and how the withdrawal rate factors into the overall health of your financial situation. Their current withdrawal rate is nearly 7%.
Yeah, which is unsustainable. For a long-term retirement, it's unsustainable.
It's sustainable with a little bit of luck on your side.
Yeah, exactly.
And, you got to be pretty aggressive with your allocation. You got to hope that you don't have sequence of return risk that's unfavorable. And we can go through a bunch of different reasons why.
Yeah.
But no, it's every year they delay fixing their housing costs, however they do it, which we'll go over how. It keeps them exposed to running out of money at some point before they run out of life.
Yeah.
And that's the ultimate retirement fear they have. So first challenge is the withdrawal rate's way too high.
Yep. Planning challenge number 2 is should or when and should they pay off their mortgage? We've done a show on this before where There's many people out there who maybe talk about how you cannot survive in retirement with a mortgage. If you have any debt at all, you can't retire. You shouldn't retire. And in that video, I forget how long ago this was, Jet, but we kind of debunked that and said, that's not true. If the interest rate is good and it's really not affecting your cash flow, you can still make that work. Now, we are all about getting rid of debt at the end of the day and having that cash flow. But in this case, it's, hey, should we pay off this mortgage? Should we continue to pay on it? Even though, again, it's $3,000 of their $4,100 is just from the mortgage itself.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a big challenge.
Take that one step further. Another challenge. If they choose to pay the mortgage off, which account do they use?
Right.
We mentioned earlier they got $650,000 in pre-tax IRA, $160,000 in Roth IRA, and $100,000 in non-qualified brokerage account money.
Yeah.
So what's the right move here? Should they take it from brokerage? Should they take it from the Roth? Should they take it from the IRA? Should it be some combination? And what should you be looking at to determine that?
Yeah.
I think is a challenge that we have to cover.
Yeah. Last one goes along with that. Then it's, if they just keep making the monthly payments, mostly, they're pulling from IRAs, they're adding to taxable income every single year. What's that tax liability year over year over year versus if they just pay it off, maybe take one hit or however they determine to do it, will that create tax planning opportunities moving forward? Because then there's less income to be shown.
Yeah. Hey, before we jump to some possible strategies that they can consider, if your housing with costs are affecting your retirement plan in the same capacity that we're talking about with this case, or if it's something else that has you stressed about your distribution plan, your income plan, your financial strategy, head on over to riseandretirement.com. We mentioned it earlier, and we're offering a 30-minute complimentary phone consultation with an advisor on our team here at WA Smith Financial. You can get a lot of your questions answered. We can go over a red, yellow, or green light assessment with your financial situation. We can talk about a potential cost analysis, risk analysis, a year-by-year income analysis, tax feasibility study. Got a lot of tools that we can help you with to get your hands wrapped around your retirement situation. So don't forget, go to riseandretirement.com, request your call. We'd be happy to chat with you. Andrew, why don't you, I'm going to rephrase, Taco, why don't you go over first possible strategy that they could look at?
Yeah. And this is huge. And it's, unfortunately, many times you see this type of withdrawal rate and an advisor may be almost scaring them of, oh gosh, you guys either got to go back to work, your withdrawal rate's too high, this isn't going to work. Or they just say, yeah, keep doing what you're doing. We don't want to lose the assets. We don't want you to take a big lump sum of money out of what we're managing. Strategy number one is pay off the mortgage.
I think it's a no-brainer.
It's a no-brainer. And so what I would recommend here, Jet, is probably, we have $100,000 in brokerage. It's post-tax money. Okay. Let's use it. Let's use that money. Let's pull another $10,000 off the tax-free Roth IRA. It's not ideal to
mortgage balance was 110.
Yeah. Generally I like to let those Roths grow. In this case, let's pull off $10,000 plus the $100,000 brokerage and eliminate the mortgage. Okay.
Principal and interest of the mortgage was $3,000 a month. So by pulling that money and eliminating that mortgage, we're removing $3,000 a month from the monthly budget.
Exactly.
And the need.
Yep.
Yeah.
And what happens there now is the withdrawal need is now only $2,200 a month from the portfolio. Okay. It's $26,400. We're down to $800,000 now though total. We don't have $910 anymore. But that's still a withdrawal rate of 3.3% roughly. Very, very sustainable at that point. And, the cash flow has been freed up to where technically they can actually bump that up if they wanted to take 4.5%, 5%, have more money to go spend on disposable type of things. They're now living way more confident and comfortable.
I don't understand it. What's the roadblock here? Is it just the idea that, hey, we're going to have less money overall in the portfolio? Do you think that that's the number one reason why people go, I don't want to take that large of a withdrawal?
Yeah.
When the math from a distribution standpoint makes so much sense, what would cause someone to not do that?
It is. It could be an advisor. Like I said, truly, I've seen it. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
They don't want to see $110,000 come out of out of their management fee. Unfortunately, that's the reality.
Sure.
Timing. Sometimes, individuals can get too wrapped up in, well, when's the right timing? The market's, kind of down right now, or vice, whatever it may be. They lose sight of what's important, and what's important here is just getting the cash flow. Bite the bullet. Take the distribution, pay it off. Also, sometimes what holds people back is the type of money. If it's all pre-tax, again, CPA may look at it and go, no, we don't want to cause, taxes in this year.
Take 100, you need 110, you got to take 130 out, 125 out with the taxes that you'll owe on the federal and state income side potentially. So
yeah. Now that would be an analysis that needs done, but those are probably the roadblocks that get in the way of just making the proper decision here.
There's another strategy that I think that they should consider, and this one's a little bit more of a up to them, right? So let's say that they pay the mortgage off, as we suggested. What if they sell and downsize?
Yeah.
So I think that this is something that they should consider, because they might love their home. They might have zero desire to do this, but they might be open to it. And if they're open to it and they sell and they downsize and they take the proceeds that don't go back into whatever that next purchase is.
Yeah.
And we said that
800, they have an $800,000 equity now in the house.
Say they bought something for $300,000 or $400,000 and they netted the rest.
Right.
And they invested that back into something, brokerage accounts, after tax money at that point.
Yep.
That gives them a little bit more wiggle room even still, to the point where they might not be living in what they want to be living in, either from a size or how nice it is or space or numerous things that could impact that decision.
Yeah.
But they now have even more flexibility for a larger distribution on a monthly basis, which means they could enjoy life more. They could enjoy more experiences. They could travel a little bit more. Who knows what floats their boat there, but
correct. I mean, at that point, you could go in, and we see this a lot. You go into a condo that has an HOA that takes care of the mowing and the upkeep and some of this stuff, and all of a sudden now those expenses have come down to not have to maintain. It just depends on each person's. How do you want to spend your time?
Red, yellow, or green?
Green light. Green light. And so it's funny. Again, this is where you see it on paper right out of the gate.
So hold on. We entered this with a 7% withdrawal rate. Like, I don't know, this might be the first time in the history of the channel where someone had a 7% withdrawal rate, and we gave them a green light at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah. I mean, I think all it takes is something so simple to see that puts them in a really good spot here. And it's just about them getting the proper advice here. But yeah, even at a 7% withdrawal rate, even if they just chose to keep the mortgage and keep paying on it, they're still building equity with an $800,000 home, to where even if they're spending down,
Still got that downsize contingency.
They can always do that downsize contingency, as you mentioned. So yeah, to me, it's green light all the way.
Mortgage is such a critical thing. It's such a debated upon topic about, do you have or carry a mortgage? Do you pay it off in retirement? Do you keep it in retirement? The best thing for you to do regarding your situation as it relates to your mortgage and your retirement plan, head to riseandretirement.com, schedule a 30-minute call with an advisor on our team. We will give you red, yellow, green light assessment on your scenario. And just understand that the choice that you get to make might make sense for you, might not make sense for the next case. It is case by case. Remember that. We'll see you next time on Rise and Retirement.